Welcome. Now we have finished the elementary level chapter. Today we will enter to new chapter for intermediate level pupil. Now let's start with lesson one. Lesson one, horror film. Horror film. Horror films. Okay, the first we're going to talk about those vocabulary for the horror. Um, those, the first we have a ghost. A ghost, like a monster. A monster. A monster, like a vampire. A vampire. A vampire, like a witch. A witch, like a werewolf. A werewolf. A werewolf, and the last new words, a cemetery. A cemetery. A cemetery. Okay, here is the new words or a vocabulary for the horror film. Okay, again, a ghost, a monster, a vampire, a witch, a werewolf, and a cemetery. Okay, like we learned about for the simple present tense. Simple present tense. Simple present tense. We have the example. Example 1. I always go to horror film. Go to horror film. Okay, I always go to the horror film. We have this here is a positive and negative for the example 1. I don't always go to horror film. Horror film. I don't always go to the horror film is a negative, and the question for the two answer. Do you question? Do you always go to horror film? Go to horror film. Okay. We can see it for the here is the questions and two answer. Okay, again, do you always go to the horror film? And the answer is I always go to the horror film. And do you always go to the horror film? And I know I don't always go to the horror film. Okay, now is example 2. Example 2 for the simple present tense. Example 2. A witch drive dries a broom. A wish ride a broom as the answers for the positive. Like forms negative for the simple present tense. We have a wish doesn't ride a broom. Broom is a negative. Okay, a wheat doesn't ride a broom. And the question is the question for the true answer. Question đã a wheat dry a broom. Okay, here is a question. Okay, again, that a wish ride a broom. A wish ride a broom. Does that a wish ride a broom? A wish doesn't ride a broom. Okay, like paste continued. We learned about for the simple past. Simple past we have the example Frankenstein ate the dog. Okay, Frankenstein ate the dog. Ate is a simple past and the verb formal. Eat is into the becomes as for the simple past. Like example 2, Dracula drank the blood. Dracula drank is a simple past, the blood. The first foremost became the drink. Drink becomes to drink for the simple past. And we have the example 3. The horror. The horror film started at 8 p.m. Okay, the horror film started at 8 p.m. Started is a simple past into the formal starts not ed. Start not ed. Okay, like we learned about for the past continuous. Past continuous. Okay, past continuous We have the example. I were example one. I was watching I was watching the horror film. The horror film. The horror film on TV. Okay. I was watching the horror films on the TV. We're watching for the past continuous. Past continuous formed is a to be, verbs to be, and verb ing. Okay, like example 2, the monster. The monster. The monster was meaning. Was meaning. Okay, the monster was meaning. Was meaning, word is to be, and verb ing for the past continuous. Like, and we learn about the present perfect. Present perfect. Present perfect. We have the example. The vampire. Example 1. The vampire. The vampires have started to wake up. Okay, the vampire have started to wake up. Have is to be and verb part. Like example 2. The bat have live in the scatter for 10 years. Okay, we can see the further half live, half is and flash leave at it, and the verb or the verb past. Like example 3, we have the short has just floor flows away. Okay, the short has just flows away. Has flash just either special and the formal. Okay, present perfect is finished for lesson 1. Goodbye, see you later. Bye bye.